Hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here. So after uploading my first demonstration video and after uploading my my first I guess product review of the Electron Octatrack, I decided that I'm going to do a short tutorial on how I put together synth waves inside of the Electron Octatrack. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of packs and then I'm going to give them away. And I want you guys to see the entire process. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on some bass lines this time. Not so much synth, but good bass waves. And I'm going to use some FM. I'm going to use my son's Yamaha PSS 560, which is like a toy from the 80s, but it has some pretty compelling sounds. I'm probably going to throw it into, record a few waveforms into Ableton. Probably going to do some effects or maybe some layering with software and whatnot. And then I'm going to import that into the Octatrack. And for that one, I'm going to show you one technique, which is basically to make one sample with maybe 8 waveforms and then slice them into 8 slices and then use loops so that you can use the waveforms individually. The other way I'm going to do it is I'm probably going to use some reactor or something. I'm going to make one, maybe 2 or 3 second long bass waveform that morphs drastically from one type of sound into another. And then that one I'm going to import into the Octatrack, and I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use the start and loop points to extract pieces or waveforms out of it. I'm not going to slice that one, so you'll see how that works. My sound card is only 2 inputs. I use the Steinberg US22 or UB22 or UR22, I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm not going to be able to talk on the microphone while I'm recording the little keyboard, but I am going to film it for you. So I'm going to do that right now, and then I'll be right back. So yeah, okay. So what I did is I took the old waveforms that I recorded just a second ago, and I found 8 good ones that I like, and these are them here, and this is what they sound like. Yeah, it's really hard to believe that that those came from a toy keyboard, right? So next to that, in this group here, all right, this is one group, and the group itself has some compression with the DIM65. It is a clone of a very popular utilitarian compressor that's in many old studios. Anyway, in this group, I have those waves. And I added a bit of the tal bass line here to thicken it up. And so when they play together, there's going to be some sub bass underneath there, all right, just to give it a little thickness. And then actually what I did is I took some of the Vengeance kick drums and I put 8 of them in the beginning. And when I slice it up, it's going to have a super compressed kick drum in the front of each one of those waves. I like doing that for a lot of my drops, and this is an example of that. Listen. and so on and so forth, right? So that's the first wave, okay? That's the first sample, and I'm going to put that into the Octatrack, and I'm going to slice it up, right? Now, the next one is I used Reactor, and I made a bunch of different bass waves. Oops, what happened here? Made a bunch of bass waves and such, and what is going on here? What have I done? Anyway, yeah, so in Reactor here, we have, I took a whole bunch of bass waves and I put them together, and then I threw them into Alchemy and I morphed them together. So this is what this sounds like right here. Okay, and so on. Now that is going to get loaded also into the Octatrack, and that one I'm going to actually use the loop feature and loop location and start point to basically isolate the different waves that I like. So let me render these out real quick and throw them into the Octatrack, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I dragged the two samples to the Octatrack, and since I'm going to give this away to you guys for free, I decided that it would be kind of whack to just have two bass samples in there. They're there because I want to show you how this is done, but I also added a bunch of drums and stuff to the pack. So yeah, go to facebook.com/snowmetal, and you will be able to, right on the timeline, the link will be there along with this video, and you'll be able to download this pack and put it into your Octatrack and mess around with it. So first thing I'm going to do is I've put the first bass wave collection on track number 3. So I'll double click that and you'll see bass wave 1. That's where I got it. And enter and exit back to the play screen. I'm going to go to the playback screen. I have loop set to off. The reason why I have loop set to off, I'm going to show you two ways of messing with this. Loop off and slice on, and the length is set to slice. That's one way, and what that will do is it will basically isolate the slices once I slice it, which I'm going to show you in a second, and you'll be able to use each one as a stab. The thing is that when the loop is on, right, if I set it to on, then that kick drum that I put at the beginning of each slice will be there, bam, 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 each time, and it'll loop, and it'll be kind of annoying. So for this purpose, I have loop set to auto, which is to off, right? So I'm going to hold down track 3 and hit bank, which is going to put me into the edit screen, and it's at slice already. Okay, ATTR, you scroll down, and time stretch is set to off. You use the left and right arrows. I have it set to off. Now I'll go to slice, enter, yes, create slice grid, yes, and I'm going to set it to 8 slices because there's 8 slices in this sample, okay? Now this sample is perfectly timed and perfectly trimmed, so I'm going to hit yes. It's going to ask 0 cross align markers to 0 crosses. What that does is it tries to use a sensitivity to figure out in a drum loop where the hits are, right? This is a perfectly timed sample, and so each slice needs to be exactly the same. So I'm going to hit no, and that puts me into slice mode. Okay, so if I go back to playback, right now I can go to slice, start with slice 1, and it's set to chromatic, by the way, which use function and up and down arrows to get here. And now listen. Okay, that is the first slice. If I go to start SL2, all right, 3. Okay. Now, to go up and down octaves, by the way, you hold the function key down and left and right arrows. Watch. Okay, so here's the last one, slice 8. 7, 6, 5. Okay, now on track number 4, I have the reactor bass loaded in, okay? One is in flex, one's in static. It doesn't matter if they're in flex or static. Yes, and here I am with the reactor bass, okay? For this guy here, I don't want to slice this at all. So when I go to playback, I want loop on, right? As you can see, I want slices off. I want the length set to time. Now what this does, when I go back to playback, is I have my start, put my start back to 0, and I'll turn the length all the way up. Now when I hit this thing, it's going to scroll through all of the waves. Listen. One after another, long, long, long. And actually, I can play some pretty sweet stuff with this. Right? Okay, if I use the pitch, I can pitch it up and get a little bit more versatility out of this. Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my length all the way down to 1 increment. Now listen. Okay, a little bit choppy, but as I move forward with the start, okay, I'm going to turn my length up to about 4. Now listen. And I can scroll through till I find a good spot. So that's my 2 favorite ways of putting pieces in here, of editing synth samples for the Octatrack. There is a little bit of tweaking. If somebody else can give me some advice with maybe like a little bit of crossfading at the loop point or something like that, that would be sweet, right? I'm not gonna hate you for helping me out, right, and helping everybody else out. If you put it in the comments so it's public, or again, send me a private message and I'll credit you publicly in a video. But nonetheless, yeah, if you guys want to get this this bass pack and the rest of the stuff, just go to facebook.com/snowmetal and grab it off of my Facebook page. Yeah, subscribe, like, follow, soundcloud.com/snowmetal and all that. Otherwise, I hope you all are blessed, and yeah, I'll be back soon. Right now, what I'm going to do is turn this off, and I'm going to play a short little demo with the rest of the samples, and yeah, that's it.